There's a moment most people know quite well. You stand up after sitting for a while, and something in your lower back pulls tight. Your shoulders feel locked forward. You straighten up slowly, take a breath, and carry on. It doesn't feel serious, at least not at the moment. It just feels like getting older. But what if the chair you've been sitting in all your life, even right now, has been quietly changing the physical structure of your body? We often blame the calendar for our stiffness, but it isn't your age. It is the accumulated stillness of a modern world that asks us to stay completely seated. You're dealing with the long-term tax of unyielding stillness. So here are 5 specific movements, each one chosen because it targets exactly what years of sitting quietly changes in the body. Deliberate, well-researched movements that, done consistently, start to give your body back what the chair has been taking away. But before we continue, one quick note. Everything in this video is based on published research. A 2025 study from Japan showed that intentional, structured movement can measurably improve biological aging, in some cases by up to 2 years in just 8 weeks. That's the power of consistent movement. These exercises are gentle, adaptable, and designed to be done at your own pace. And as always, listen to your body and use support whenever needed. But to understand how a body begins to push back against decades of stiffness, meet Marge. At 63, she looks back on a beautiful 28-year career as a hospital administrator. But those decades of desks, screens, and long stationary shifts left a silent tax on her structure. After she retired, she noticed her shoulders had crept forward. Getting up from a low armchair required a firm brace against the armrests. She hadn't done anything wrong. She had just sat still for too long. What changed things for her wasn't a gym program or a lifestyle overhaul. It was a short, consistent movement routine of 5 movements, done daily. These are those 5 movements. Movement number 1, wall angels. Here's something that surprises most people. Sitting doesn't just tighten the muscles. Over time, it actually changes the shape of the spine. Soon you notice that the upper back begins to round and the shoulders creep forward. Researchers call this thoracic kyphosis, and a large cross-sectional study found that sedentary workers, that is, people who mainly work from their office desks without moving around much, show significantly higher rates of thoracic stiffness and pain compared to those who move regularly. Wall angels work directly against that pattern. They target the upper back, shoulders, and thoracic spine. Here's how to do it. 1. Stand with your back flat against a wall. 2. Move your feet a few inches forward. 3. Your arms should be bent at 90 degrees, with your elbows and the backs of your hands touching the wall. 4. Slowly slide both arms upward, like a slow snow angel, then back down. 5. Keep contact with the wall the entire time. The wall is the key here. It gives you immediate feedback. You'll feel very quickly exactly where your upper back and shoulders have become tight. Studies have shown that doing this movement consistently and regularly opens the chest, activates the muscles between the shoulder blades, restores mobility in the thoracic spine, and relieves built-up neck tension. Even 2 to 3 minutes a day creates a noticeable difference within a couple of weeks. Start slowly and be patient with yourself. If your arms cannot reach the wall fully, that's fine. Work with what you have. The range will come. Movement number 2, glute bridges. Sitting does not gradually weaken the glutes. It switches them off, almost completely. And when the glutes stop working, the surrounding muscles quietly take on the load they were never designed to carry. The lower back compensates, the knees compensate, the hips compensate. Research has shown that gluteal muscle weakness in older adults is directly associated with an increased risk of falls and reduced walking capacity. This movement switches them back on by targeting your glutes, hips, and lower back. Here's how to do it. 1. Lie on your back on a firm surface, such as a mat or a firm bed. 2. Keep your feet flat and knees bent. 3. Press your feet into the surface and slowly raise your hips toward the ceiling. 4. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the top. 5. Lower your hips slowly. 6. Repeat. You're looking for a gentle squeeze in the back of your hips at the top of the movement. That's the muscle you're waking up. It's been shown that glute bridges help restore hip extension strength. They also reduce strain on the lower back and improve stability in the knees and hips. And over time, they noticeably change how you walk and how you stand. So move at your own pace. The goal is control, not speed and not height. Movement number 3, chin tucks. Every hour spent looking at a screen moves your head forward. Research suggests this amounts to roughly 1 centimeter of forward shift per hour. That may not sound like much, but compounded across years of daily screen use, and it becomes a posture, a permanent lean, a source of constant tension in your neck and upper back. Research has also linked this kind of forward head position, called forward head posture, to increased rounding of the upper back and measurably reduced balance in older adults. This movement directly addresses it by targeting your deep neck muscles, cervical spine, and upper back posture. Here's how to do chin tucks. 1. Stay seated or standing, whichever you prefer. 2. Gently draw your chin straight back, not down, not up, straight back. 3. You'll feel a slight stretch at the base of your skull and the back of your neck. 4. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. 5. Release. 6. Repeat. This can be done anywhere. Sitting in the car, watching television, waiting for the kettle, or even right now as you're watching this video. The simpler you make it to fit into your day, the more consistent you'll be. Scientists have found that chin tucks help reactivate the deep neck muscles that forward posture has been silencing. They also help reduce tension in the shoulders and upper back, and over time brings the head back over the spine where it belongs. You may hear or feel a slight release in the neck when you do this. That's normal. If there's any sharp pain, stop immediately and consult a professional. Movement number 4, standing hip flexor stretch. The hip flexors are the muscles that hold you in a seated position. The longer you sit, the more they shorten. And because they attach to the pelvis and the lower spine, a tight hip flexor does not just feel uncomfortable in the hip, it tilts the pelvis forward, compresses the lower back, and quietly shortens the stride when you walk. Research confirms that hip flexor tightness in older adults is linked strongly to altered walking patterns and a higher risk of falls. Most people spend years treating their lower back pain without ever addressing the hip flexors, and most times they're the source. This movement targets the hip flexors, pelvis, and lower back. Here's how to do it. 1. Stand beside a chair and hold the back lightly for support. 2. Step 1 foot back so your feet are roughly 2 to 3 feet apart. 3. Keep both feet pointing forward. 4. Gently lower your back knee toward the floor. Not all the way, just until you feel a stretch at the front of the back hip. 5. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. 6. Return to standing. 7. Switch sides. You're looking for a gentle lengthening sensation, not a sharp pull. If the stretch feels intense, shorten the step. This movement has been shown to restore hip extension range, especially in adults over 50. It also reduces the forward tilt of the pelvis, relieves lower back compression, and improves the natural swing of the leg when walking. And use the chair. There's no benefit to balancing without support, and every benefit to feeling stable while the muscle releases. Before we move on to the last exercise, if you're enjoying the video, please like and subscribe for more simple, evidence-based movement tips for adults over 60. And tell us in the comments, which of the first 4 movements did you feel the most? And where did you feel it? We love reading your feedback. All right, now back to the video. Movement number 5, bird dog. There are muscles along the spine, small, deep, and largely invisible, whose entire job is to hold you upright and protect every vertebra as you move. They're also the first muscles to be quieted by years of sitting still. When they stop doing their job, the larger, more superficial muscles try to compensate. They were not built for that role. The result is fatigue, instability, and over time, a spine that feels unreliable. At first glance, this might look like a typical core exercise, but it provides one of the most complete stability challenges your body can experience. The bird dog is one of the most researched exercises for reactivating your deep core and improving your balance. Multiple studies have even confirmed its effectiveness for spinal stabilization. And physical therapists frequently include it in fall prevention programs because it's safe enough for beginners and still creates real, measurable adaptation. Here's how to do it. You can do this standing or on all fours, depending on your comfort. The standing version. 1. Hold the back of a chair for light support. 2. Slowly extend one arm straight forward. 3. At the same time, extend the opposite leg straight back. 4. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. 5. Return to center. 6. Switch sides. On all fours. 1. Place your hands under your shoulders with your knees under your hips. 2. Extend one arm forward and the opposite leg back. 3. Hold, then switch. The movement is slow and deliberate. You're not reaching for distance. You're finding stillness and control. The benefit of this hold is extraordinary. It teaches your core to support your spine while your limbs move independently, which is exactly what your body needs to walk, lift, and reach safely. The golden rule here is to keep your hips perfectly level. Imagine balancing a cup of water on your lower back. Just don't let your hips tilt or your back sag. If you wobble, that's the point. The wobble is the work. Marge still catches herself in old patterns. The forward lean when she's on her phone. The long sit after dinner. The habits of 28 years do not simply vanish. But something has changed in how she moves through the day. She stands straighter without thinking about it. She rises from chairs without reaching for the armrest. The rounding across her upper back has softened. Not gone, but noticeably less. Her stride has lengthened slightly. She did not reverse decades in a month. She did not try to. She started with these 5 movements and did them consistently. And her body, which had been quietly waiting, began to respond. So pick one of these 5 movements. Do it today. Tomorrow, do it again. That's the whole plan. If this video helped you, tap the like button and subscribe. Share this video with someone in your life that you know could use it. It could change their life. And tell us in the comments, which of these movements have you done already? And how does it feel? Thanks for watching. Move calm, live strong, and I'll see you in the next one.